Being a Forex trader wasn't something I ever envisioned I would be. I had dreams and ambitions like any normal African youth, one of which to me was becoming a civil engineer. That was my career of choice at that time. Unfortunately, life hits us all differently. I had a situation, my family had a financial distress at that time, right after I completed high school. Being a school leaver, and of course with my family's financial distress, I couldn't pursue civil engineering. Because of how ridiculous the fees were for us, I opted to go for banking and finance instead as a program, which I undertook. And all thanks to my guardians who've always been tirelessly working to ensure that we become better as a family, as children that they have. I undertook banking and finance, but before I even went for banking and finance, in between was a segment in my life that I had to hustle. We call it hustling. I had to look for something to do because of my vision, because of how perseverant I was. But I always thought to myself, why be tested the same way if we are all different thinkers? Hence, in the process, I was forced to finding ways and means of personal development. That was right before I got to university. In the process, I tried out a dead end, which was becoming a real estate agent, which failed. I tried it for a couple months, should be close to a year, failed. Man, I failed terribly. Talk of trying anything and failing. I still feel this now. The emotions still feel so fresh like it's today. It's like vivid. It's like you're in a situation and anything that you touch still doesn't happen. I tried out handbags. That's one of the things that I tried out. I tried selling clothes. We call it Saraola. I tried that out. It failed. Tried a couple of things. Literally, in this moment, I was so distressed. But above everything else, this moment is the defining moment. This is where everything gets even more interesting. As a matter of fact, let me grab a glass of water, right? So, at this moment, I'm sitting at home, in my mom and dad's home, and I told myself this one thing. I said, I'm going to leave. I said, I want to be a little bit more independent. I want to start my own life. I want to start my own home. In this moment, I don't have anything. I don't have any business running successfully. And when I told my mom about this, she's scared for me. My dad stops it. He says, look, you can't do this. It's not a wise move. And they stop it out of love. And I understood them. But I said, look, if this takes my life changing this way, I'm still going to make this move. And I left my mom's home, regardless of how they stopped me. I had no option but to make this bold move because I personally felt like I was so comfortable. I was in my comfort zone and I had to leave the comfort zone. Now, don't forget, in this moment, I'm trying to move out of my mom's house, but much as I tried other things and fell, I don't quit because that's not who I am. I'm still searching for something that could sustain me as much as I'm moving out of my mom's house. I'm totally decisive. I want to move, but I need to figure out something that could sustain me as much as I move out. So one day, I'm sitting at home and I'm scrolling through Facebook. I come across a live video of this pastor man in South Africa. He's talking about how it is that you can make money online, and I am intrigued, just like you would be. I'm intrigued. I'm wondering, what is this Forex thing? How can you make money online? How can you make money using your phone? And right in that moment, it all started. That's where it all began. I go out of that live stream. I start conducting my own research because that's who I am. I'm intrigued. I want to find out what's there more to this thing. How can I make money? Because in this moment, I'm going to start a new life. I'm going to start out by myself. I need to take care of myself. And I can't take care of myself without a source of income. I know many things have failed, but I need to crack this thing out. What is this whole Forex thing? At this point, I start my research, still in my mom's house, by the way. And intrigued as I am, I want to find out more about this trading thing. And I'm trying to make a safe decision, all right? I know I need to move, but before I move, there's a gamble there. I need to find something sustainable, right? So I do my research. I started trading first time in my mom's home, my dad's computer. And right there, it all starts. In the process, I see the potential that this trading thing has because I tried out for a couple months, right? I don't move right there. I tried out for a couple months first. And right after I see the potential, in a couple months, I eventually move out. Bear in mind, at this moment, it's not like I'm making money. I'm trying it out. All right, it's a back and forth thing. It's experimental, right? You make some money, you lose money, and all that kind of thing. And I'm pretty much sure any person who's encountered trading, they've had this experience, right? The inconsistency, the losing of money, the backs and forth, and so on, right? So I go through all this, and thereafter I decide to move because of the potential that I see in trading. Leads me into this place, Kabwata. You've probably heard of that. I'm moving to this house, squatting, and it's a home, a full home, but I'm renting a room within the house, paying to this man who was ultimately renting the whole apartment. I'm adding on contributions to the rentals, and I need to take care of myself in the moment. So I encountered these guys. Bear in mind, they're not locals. At that time, nobody was trading that I knew of here. So I seek mentorship, right? I started first with South Africa, right? I knew a couple guys there who were doing some training, right? So I hit up these guys and I look, man, I want to learn trading. They give me all these ridiculous fees that I can't really afford, but in the process, I'm hustling, doing other things also besides, cracking trading. So I was like, okay, fine. Let me give myself time, hustle, pile up some amount of money and pay for this mentorship. And I do that, right? Unfortunately, I was scammed a couple of times. I paid to the wrong people, paid people that came and taught me basic stuff, things that I could find on Google, things that I could find on YouTube, basic content. And I didn't want that because I already knew about how to read a candle. I knew how to draw a trend line. I knew how to draw support. I didn't want to know that. I wanted to know what was there to make me a consistent trader. And that's what I was looking for. Paid a couple guys in the States as well, failed. Most of the time, I wouldn't be given the attention that I needed. If I pay a person, I want you to really be devoted with me. I want you to really be, hands-on, close to me, right? It should be a devoted path. It should be a devoted process. I'm trying to gain something from you that I've not gained within myself. I've not gained by, doing my own research. So I need you close. I need you close to me. So end of the day, all that fails, and I'm here wondering what next am I going to do? Because I've been scammed several times. I've run up account management. I run up signals. And literally everything I try is not working because I'm meeting the wrong people. But I tell myself, okay, not fine. I won't quit on this trading because of the experiences I've had with people. Hence, I will continue doing my own back testing, my own experiments on the charts, and in the process, maybe can crack it out. So I had to skip it. A lot of things happen in between, but this is me now in this position, years into my experiments because of the failed attempts at getting the right mentorship, right? Finding the right people to acquire the right information. It wasn't easy. I wanted to find a local person that I couldn't find, right? But because of that, I just couldn't waste away my resources over and over again, finding the wrong people, paying to the wrong mentors, and, getting the wrong concepts and basic stuff, right? So 3 years down the line, I become consistent, and my consistency starts. I started making some good amount of money. Not that I was, but earlier it was, a thing where you make this amount this week, you lose it again next week, you make $200 here, you lose it again after 2 weeks, and stuff like that. But down the line, 3 years into it, right, I get to a position where now I'm consistent. I'm able to extract consistent returns, right? And all over my school, in my varsity at that moment, because I'm still in varsity, everybody who I come around knows that I'm trading. I meet friends, and as I get close to them, they start calling me Mr. Nas. And I'm wondering, why are you calling me this? And they say, look, we see you trading this asset most of the time. You explain to us about trading, and we see you trading this asset most of the time. And hence, I think we're going to call you Mr. Nas. And that's where it all started. That's where the whole transition from being Nathan to being Mr. Nas happened. So unfortunately, couldn't gain access to the inside. But behind these walls is where I spent most of the years before I became consistent at trading. This very environment, so uncomfortable as it looks, got me spending countless hours learning Forex and ultimately devoting myself to something that I personally believed would one day change my life. I left my parents' home to squat behind this window and inside that room. I remember in harsh and dark times, I would cry myself in there. Felt like quitting and going back to my parents' home. But that wasn't an option. Being uncomfortable really helped me work myself
to a better place.
Wow. Today I thank God honestly that He helped me step up and become the man that I am today from this same environment. Well, this is my story, and I hope it brings some enlightenment and motivation. I know starting something new for the first time especially is not the easiest of things, but I'll tell you one thing. The best is to start. You never know where you end up. You never know how it could turn out to be. It could be as explosive as you never know, right? It could be a workspace. It could be doing a business venture. It could be anything. It might not necessarily have to be Forex. It could be anything. The best is if you can start, you can ideally discover for yourself. And I hope this motivates you and brings joy to your heart, knowing that there's a person like me who shared my story and in the process helped you. I know my story is interesting and you want to know more about it. I understand. And this is why I chose to start doing these vlogs, we'll call them. And of course, there's going to be more educative videos to come, because one thing about me is I love to educate. I love to give value in return. I know what I've been through, and I know what most traders are going through, and I love to educate and give as much value as I can. Hence, follow me as much, subscribe, share, and like, because on this channel, we have a good transition. We're going to have amazing content coming right on this channel going forward. And I'll see you guys on each video that we do. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and also turn on the notification bell. We'll see you on the next vlog. Peace out.